Hi, this is Troy from Full-Gamut Defense Arts, starting another new series tonight on Taiji Beng. A lot of people mispronounce it and say bong. We're not smoking anything here. It's closer to bung, like a bung for a keg. Okay. In fact, it's spelled the same way, B-E-N-G. Okay. Taiji stick. Okay. This is my own personal stick, but I wanted to show a couple of others because the stick itself, well, before I get into that, what is Taiji stick? Well, it is solo chin-na practice. Chin-na is the art of grabbing and seizing. There's a lot more to it than just the joint locking that we normally think about when we think chin-na. According to Yang Jung Ming, there are 5 different kinds of chin-na. Joint locking being the lowest level of that, or the first level of that. The others being separating the muscle from the bone, sealing the veins, sealing the breath, and dimmak or pressure point strikes. You don't have to believe in pressure point striking. I personally have used it as more of a tuite jutsu, which is the Japanese art of using pressure points while applying joint locks. There it can be very effective. As far as actually striking points in a fight, we'll just leave that one alone. But back to the stick. So this is the stick that these exercises I learned from Master Zhang Xue Xin directly. He lives in San Francisco. He's a senior disciple of Grandmaster Feng Zhiqiang, the founder of the Hunyuan style. These are the sticks that Master Zhang prefers, has made, and sells, or at least did. In fact, but any stick will do. I want to show you a few others here real quick, because you don't have to have a fancy one like that. You can have this style. Okay, so you'll see this one. It looks like a rolling pin in a lot of ways, and that is the story of the origin of these chin-na exercises. Is that Chen Fa Ke, the teacher of Feng Zhiqiang, took his wife's rolling pin and started working out these exercises and then taught him. This is another style where you see it's got the straight shafts here and the curve in and the central nub. Okay, whereas this one is the out here is worked down. But you can just as easily use a piece of PVC pipe. That's all it is. This is a cutoff from a piece of rattan that was too long. Whatever you've got to do this, do them. They are very, very good exercises to work for your solo chin-na practice and anti-chin-na. So, getting into this, first off, I know that there are names for each of these. I don't know them. If Master Zhang ever mentioned them, they were either not translated, I didn't write them down, or they were never mentioned at all. I don't know. So I'm going to teach them by numbers in the order I learned them in. Okay? But before we get into that, we're going to talk about the hands. We're using a strong grip. I know the top of my head's out of frame, but you need to be able to see this. There is always an active hand. It doesn't matter which hand it is, because we're going to be going to both sides in all of these. But there's an active hand where it's moving the stick. Okay? The passive hand is providing pressure and, I don't know if you can hear that, it's providing resistance, but the stick is twisting in the passive hand. So I don't know if you can see that. There's no marks. See, there's some red marks there. That's Master Zhang's signature. So you can see it's twisting in my left hand. So that's what it means to be passive. It's giving resistance. It's twisting in that hand. There's always an active and passive. And usually on a double-sided Beng exercise, when you come back to the center line, the hands switch roles. So, starting off with the very first one, we go into a wide stance, a horse stance. Okay? Doesn't have to be super deep, but you need to get down here. This is a work for your legs and your whole body as much as it is for Chin Na and anti-Chin Na. We're going to start with the hands touching, both palms turned up. Okay? Now, we're going to the left first, but the right hand is going to be the active hand. Left is passive. Let me demonstrate a few times. I'm up here right in front of sternum, and I'm going to come to the left and down. The hands switch roles. Okay? Seems fairly simple. But people get confused by these. So let me show you what the right hand is doing. The right is going to come across and down. The left becomes the top hand, and if I cross them all the way, then I end up crossed like this. It's not actually how we're doing it in this. The stick is going to go from my east-west line to my north-south line. If this is north, then it's facing north-south here. Okay? So let me come up closer to the camera so you can see that position. This is the end position. When I'm down here, that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to come up, still twisting in the left because it's my passive. Here they switch. Now the left is gripping hard, right is giving resistance, and I go down and I end here. Elbows down, shoulders down. It's a tendency to start raising up when you do this and get tense, but we want to stay nice and relaxed in those shoulders. Okay, so we're here. Active hand is the right, passive hand left, and we come down and we end here. Now we're not crossing our center line a bunch. Both wrists are at center line, and they stay there the whole time. Now the left hand becomes the active, and I'm sinking in the right, turning to the right so the center line and the wrists are still in alignment. Coming up, switch, right is active, and down. Okay. Back up. So we're working our grip, we're working our wrist strength, and we're working our Chin Na. Now what kind of Chin Na does this? Well, any Chin Na where you're wringing anything out, right? So if you think of the hands are close together, yes, but we actually have one exercise we do with a partner where in single whip we come here and up. So if you think about that, it's a similar thing. This is rotating it down and then pushing. Okay? So if I'm rotating down, now if I take my hands out, or take the stick out, my left hand is that. It's here. My right hand is here on that circle. Okay? It's here. So if I'm doing this, it would be this. Okay? If I'm doing this, it would be here. Okay? Different parts of that circle, and we're practicing where the pressure needs to be. So here, we're if I'm trying to get this chin na, I've got you, this is just an example, this is not necessarily a real chin na you would do, but if I have you like this, and I'm trying to bend, that's what the right is doing. Now, the left is, instead of allowing you to just bend, it's rotating down. And then it's going to press back up. And that's the end of that motion. Okay? So this one is practicing, the timing is different, but this one is practicing, the right is practicing trying to get a chin na that bends your wrist like this. The left is reacting to something like that and rotating down. So again, the timing is different, but if you look, the left is turning down, the right is trying to press. And then they come back up. And now the left gets to practice that. And the right gets to practice the anti-chin na. You see what I'm saying? So that's how these all work. I'm only going to do one per video. There are 13 of them that I know. So we'll keep on them through this series. Thank you.